Padmaja, can you share any, clients' experience that, who have faced a similar problem? How did you help them come out of it? What was your suggestion to them? Anybody has come with you with uh, this query or challenge?
Of you mean the same thing that we
The
spoke
career and the
about
job.
the job
Yes,
thing? Yeah,
yes.
because a lot of times what happens, Niharika, it's not just the client, your
Huh.
close friends, your family. There are
Yes.
so many people,
Yeah,
who
anybody.
come,
Yes.
yeah, who actually come with the same kind of a question, because that's an ongoing dilemma most of us have.
Huh.
Uh, what I usually tell them is, maybe I can say the first thing is, cut the noise in the head. We all
Mhm.
have an internal voice, and that's
Yes.
something that we all respond to. In fact, wonderfully spoken, all these ladies here. Each person, I think, in a way or other, we have all spoken about the same thing. When we say believe in
Yes.
yourself, believe in ourselves, what are we believing? We are actually believing that voice that we have.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
how you look at it, because what you believe as your voice is something which you're going to project to the others. So what you think
Right.
of yourself is how the others are going to think of you. How you see yourself is somehow the others are going to see you. You know,
Hmm.
if I may explain, like, suppose you don't feel very beautiful, you will not make that minimum effort also even to look good. But suppose, however we are, if we feel beautiful from inside, it's actually seen even from your smile. So that is a voice that we all have. How we
Yes.
use that, I think, determines a large part of what we're going to do. If we keep it as voice, well, fine and good. But if that becomes the noise that we all have within, because
Hmm.
even if we are doing wonderfully well, it's very easy to fall into a complacency where the voice talks that, it's a routine again, so it's okay. Or also the overconfidence that somebody might have, the
Hmm.
ego that people talk about, whatever it is the shift in the voice that everybody has. As long as you want to prove yourself, the voice tells you something. Once you've proven, there is a change in the voice that comes. So as long as we keep a check on what is happening with the voice inside and not let it become that noise, I think it'll help us have that balance in our mind. We will know,
Yes.
if we can look at it as a second person or as a third person, and not identify with it completely. It gives you
Huh.
a chance every moment to check on what you are as a person. So
Absolutely.
that is what is going to help us even when we are testing and trying. Every time you test, if you can tell the voice that, okay, fine, it doesn't work, let's try something else. Or if the voice tells you that, fine, you will just see it as a feedback.
Hmm.
But if the
Hmm.
voice keeps telling you that, you know what, I told you, I know this will be, falling down. I know this is going to happen. So how we use our own voice is something which is definitely going to make a lot of difference. And the second point that I would say is, know your reasons.
Mhm.
Why are you in a job? Why do you want to do a business? In fact, if I may pick the example, one of the speakers spoke about the lady who was into cloud kitchen and transformation
Yes.
coach and again wanted to go back. See, this is happening because somewhere there is no clarity as to why you want to do something. Is it because, there is a trend that everybody's talking about emotional intelligence, everybody's talking about, something internally people want to do, become a coach overnight. A lot of people ask me, Padmaja, how do I become a coach? I don't know what to answer, because, you cannot learn to be a coach. Because when she spoke so beautifully about emotional intelligence, because she connects at it at a very deeper level and she knows the
Yes.
reason why she's doing it.
Yes.
But if somebody wants to do, because I see a lot of ads, do you want to be a coach? Please come, join this. I mean, how can anybody learn to be a coach?
That
You're
doesn't
already
happen.
a coach. Maybe you want to learn how to do it systematically. There is a difference between the two. People are selling it like a product. That is one. And, okay, fine, the Swiggies are increasing, the Zomatos are increasing. That's why somebody wants to put up a cloud kitchen. But do I enjoy cooking? Do I enjoy just doing it, even if, nobody pays for me?
Mm.
Even if, my food goes for a waste, at least for the next 1 month. No, but people start looking at what is the margin that I can make, what is the money that I can make. As I said, if we focus on money, this is what the voice is going to tell us. But if we actually know the reasons, we will absolutely know if it is right for us or not. And we might know the reason, but we might not have a clarity of what the outcome could be. So the next point that I would definitely say is know your outcome.
Mm.
How much ever your reason might be right, you cannot be sure of success. There is no guarantee. Are you ready to fail and learn from the failure? Are you ready to get hurt and break your leg and make sure that you do not come back to this do the same mistake again?
Yes.
So knowing that I want to do this is different, but knowing what my outcome might be or might not be, being aware of what blocks might come in between, could be another thing. So that
Yes.
will kind of give you a reason if you really want to go ahead and venture into your own business or not, or is it safe for me to live in the job? So this is something that I need. That is something that I do, that I want. I mean, as simple as my son is 12-year-old. I tell him the same thing. See, if you want to do what you love, or if you want to do what you want to do, submit me all your needs, your homework, your this, whatever it is. So he knows the difference between need and want. And as much as he might hate me today, I know for a fact that he will learn that he needs to finish the needs. And only
Yes.
then he has the freedom to experiment with the wants. So the difference, if we understand between the two, I think, we will have an answer. And another thing which I wanted to also share was, again, there was a discussion, somebody brought it up. We are all trained to get the best job, have a best family, have a best car, have a best thing. We are so much fed on the word best. We are so much fed on the word perfect. But the ultimate reality is perfection is an illusion. Best is definitely an illusion. So when we are chasing something which is an illusion, you will never be sufficient for your own self. Rather than that, if we start celebrating even a failure, okay, fine, I've failed. You know what? I know that this is not the way to go.
Mm.
So that kind of keeps up your spirits, because doing business or getting into and the entrepreneur journey, there's nobody to ask you every morning, what is your list of things to do today?
Yes.
And there is absolutely nobody to disturb me if I just want to lie down and sleep the whole day. So where is the checkpoint for us? So if we can understand that perfection is because what happens is, even as entrepreneurs, sometimes even I fall into the same trap. You know what, I will step out only when the client is perfect, only when the situation is perfect. Or if things are perfect, why would there be a need for us? So nothing can be a perfect unless we take it in bits and pieces and kind of correct or work on every aspect of it. So knowing
Yes.
that it's not behind perfection that I'm running, but behind, maybe call it performance, or more than performance, I would say consistency. You know what I feel is, it's better to be a regular doer, who does the same thing every day, than be an adventurer who will venture out only once in a while. There is a lot of difference between the two. Maybe they're somebody who's doing it every day might seem to be a boring person, but that person has a better success rate or happiness rate or anything than the adventurers.
Yes.
So again, it can be the other way around also, because if the adventurer knows when to give in and when to step back, now it all depends on, again, the emotional intelligence. What is the reason why you're doing what you're doing? I think
Mm.
that's what matters. And if I can bring out a live example of one of the workshops that I was having, when I speak all these things, what, people connected to spirituality, people connected to Padmaja, you're talking something which is very ideal, how can I get into this? I mean, a lot of questions that I get. So one question which I will never forget in my life was, somebody asked me, Padmaja, the Maslow's hierarchy theory, right? So in the Maslow's hierarchy theory, whatever you're speaking is on the toppest level. Are you there that you're speaking all these things? I was like, wow, that's an amazing question. So the only thing that I could tell them was, am I there? Definitely not as a whole. But am I there in parts? Maybe I can say that I'm there in parts. And when I started at the basic minimum level, have I left that completely? Because what is the basic? It's your roti, kapda, makan. Now, what people understand or misunderstand is, if you have to get onto the highest level, you should not be bothered about the basic levels. Now, tell me, if I give you the best of the best in terms of spirituality or in terms of the recognition and all of it, and if I remove your roti, kapda, makan, will you exist? So what I had to tell them was, you can never take your foot off the lower levels just because you're aiming to be at a higher level. How you get into every level and balance it out based on the situation, based on the time. And when I started, did I complete my the basic levels and then start my journey of the self discovery or whatever it is? No, I was doing this, and again, as I mentioned, maybe 10% every day I started getting there also. So if I have to answer that question directly, I am in all the levels and I will remain in all the levels. So the illusion and the misconceptions of whatever that we learn, I think that's what determines a lot. And that's where people get confused. Why am I able to do it? Why am I not able to do it? It's just because it's all in our understanding and how you're looking at it.
Yes.
And that's what I kind of tell them. Hopefully it makes sense, and hopefully they take it. Yes, they do.
Definitely makes sense. Yes. True. That's absolutely true.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.